Yo, guys, this is 360 Pod. Why are you looking at me like that?
I thought I'm introducing.
Okay, introduce your thing, bro.
Oh my days. Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of 360 Chat.
Oh, sorry.
Oh gosh. So guys, today is a bit of a different one. I have a guest with me today. Okiki. Introduce yourself, Okiki. No one can see you. Why are you doing up gang signs?
I'm not a gangster. I'm a producer.
Okay.
Yo, guys, I'm Okiki Beats, producer, engineer. Yeah, man.
Yeah, so oh my days, guys. Today's episode is gonna be a bit different. So you know how I'm normally the one asking people questions, they have conversations and blah blah blah. Okiki is gonna be asking me some questions today about my podcast. So what exactly is it? Guys, I literally have no idea what this guy is going to be asking me and what we're actually doing right now.
This is mad impromptu. We're going to finish the podcast, the other thing. Then I was just like, you know what? Let's start another one.
He wants to become a podcaster now. You actually want to be like me.
No.
Yes, you do.
Oh.
But anyways.
But yeah, man. All right, cool. Let me, step in here.
Mm-hmm.
Why did you...
You're so annoying.
No, I'm joking. Yeah, what made you want to start a podcast? Like, why did you start a 360 Chat?
I thought I'm doing an interview, but why did I start 360? Basically, as I explained in the first episode, I had a YouTube channel, and on that channel, I was literally just talking like how I talk on the podcast, but it's literally like 16 minute like videos, and I don't really get to say as much as I want, and I couldn't really get my friends on because my friends are camera shy and stuff like that. And me, I like to talk from time to time. I like to talk, I like to have opinions on things. So I just wanted to have a platform where I could literally just talk, share my opinion, get people on here that have different opinions to me so that they can challenge me, they can challenge everyone that's listening. Because when I had my YouTube channel, people were like, yeah, like your YouTube channel, like I really like listening to it. It's so interesting, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, you know what, let me just make the quote unquote videos longer, but they won't be videos, they'll be like episodes on Spotify. And people enjoy Spotify, they enjoy podcasts more than they enjoy watching a YouTube video. So yeah.
Makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? You said that you love talking.
Yes.
But because if I didn't know you or your friends didn't know you, people would think that you're a shy person.
Yeah, I'm a shy person.
Huh?
I'm a shy person.
It's interesting. Don't you feel that's a bit
contradictory?
Yeah, because like for example, I'm similar. I'm a man of a few words, but when I start speaking,
guys,
I can have a TED talk.
You see, Okiki, yeah, this boy can talk from a journey from now till Jericho.
Yeah, but what do I talk about though?
Everything.
Do I chat shit or
no? Of course, he does not chat shit, but you can talk.
Yeah, I can talk, bro.
But it's not a bad thing. But anyway, to answer your question, yeah, I guess it is a bit weird that I'm a bit shy, but then I like to talk. But I feel like when it comes to people that are quiet, we normally have a lot to say. We just don't say it. We more so observe the room, read the room and stuff like that. And then that's how for me anyway, that's how I form my opinions on different things. So when it comes to topics about friendships, relationships, school, blah, 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 I can not be in a certain situation myself, but I can have an opinion on it mainly because of what I've observed, if that makes sense. So while people are thinking, oh, she's so quiet, she's so shy, she doesn't, blah, 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 I'm literally reading everyone. If that makes sense.
Makes a lot of sense. So do you believe that introverted people, would you call yourself an introverted person, by the way?
I guess so.
Right, so do you believe that introverted people are, what's the pros and cons of being introverted? Let me phrase it like that.
I guess the pro is that people leave you alone. But I guess if you're introvert, then that will be the pro. But if you're someone that an extrovert, I probably assume they wouldn't they want people to come up to them, talk to them, blah blah blah. I'm assuming, guys, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't like people coming up to me. I just don't like it. If I'm in a room and I'm sitting down and I'm just to myself, that's how I want it to be. And I feel when people know me, they know, okay, cool, she's sitting there, just don't disturb her type thing. For me, that is a pro because I like my space and stuff.
Mm.
A con, I don't know what a con would be, you know. What would a con be? I guess people judge you quite a bit. Like, because to be fair, at first, I feel like before this year, last year, and 2020, okay, ooh, my gosh, from like 2019, I've come out of my shell a bit more. But before that, oh my days, I was like, people think that I was quiet now, that I'm quiet now. Back then, it was so much worse. But it's a thing where like people, especially girls, they'll look and you think, oh, what? Like, you're so much better than everyone else. Like, you don't want to talk. Like, you think,
I get that sometimes as well.
Exactly. Like, you think you're big, like a big girl. You think you're bigger than everyone else. And it's not just, it's not that. It's like, I just don't want to talk. It's not by force. Like, people, that's enough. People literally force you to talk. And it's like, I don't want to. It's not by force for me to talk, because realistically, what am I going to say?
So is it that you have nothing to say, or is it that you want what you say to mean something? Because, for example, with myself, right, I'm a very quiet person, if that makes sense. Like, I just do my work, you know what I mean? But I want, or when people say that, all right, cool. Like, if you were to ask people about what I say, it's just that, oh, like, you're very encouraging, you're very motivating, these type of things. You know what I'm saying? And that just comes from the few words that I actually do say. That makes sense. So with me, I like what I say to have value, or to at least hold weight. I feel like people just talk.
Yeah.
They don't actually think about what they say.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So are you like that, or you just don't like talking?
I think it's
for the majority of the time.
I think it's just that I don't like talking.
You don't like talking? Well, you just say you like talking 2 seconds.
I like talking. Okay. When it comes to a crowd, and like when I'm in a public space, I don't like talking. But when it's like, say, us two right now, or like when I'm with my other friends, I can, like, we can have a conversation, like, and I know the conversation will go somewhere. I don't like being in a place that's foreign, if that makes sense. So if I'm around people that I know and I'm comfortable with, yeah, we can talk. I will come out of my shell a bit. But if it's a situation where I'm in a place where I don't really know people, do not expect me to talk. As much, rather.
I thought you. Do you believe that Africans in particular, they misinterpret that?
Yeah.
Because, for example, like, Africans were very flamboyant, very extroverted.
Well, let's just say Nigerians, Yoruba people.
Okay, Yoruba people.
To be specific, because my dad's family is not flamboyant.
They're very,
and they are Edo, so it's Yoruba people.
I think it's Africans in general, man.
I don't know.
I think it's Africans in general. Like, we're very, extroverted.
Yeah,
we're very overt, things like that. You know what I mean? It's
you have the odd ones.
Yeah, you just have one or two, you know what I mean? And even your pops, I'm assuming when he's around these people, he's like, hey, you know what I mean?
My dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So we're very, that's us, man. So do you feel like it gets misinterpreted as, because, for example, with me, I got called, someone said, I thought you were a roadman.
That's just so dumb. Why though?
I don't know. They just said that.
Probably because of what you wear and that, innit? And because you're quiet and stuff. There's this whole thing with roadmen that, like, they just keep to themselves. They're quiet because they feel like they're...
Not in today's day and age.
So what
I don't know what they're talking. Like, the average roadman is very, flamboyant. When we were growing up, and before us, man, to be a roadman or to be a gangster, you didn't want to actually be known as that, if that makes sense. You just wanted to make your money, stack it up, and just be known to who knows, you know what I'm saying? Whereas now, they're the most flashiest.
That's
what I'm saying?
Mad to me, though.
Why do you think that's mad?
I feel like if you're meant to be on road, if you're saying you're a road man, why would you want to do that to yourself? Because if we're talking about, like, how we know how roadmen are, how they were, or more, you will not be out in the most flashy thing because you don't want someone to come jump you.
You become a target.
Literally, you become a target. But now, you literally know who is a drug dealer and who does F and who is on road and stuff like that.
They post it on
literally, and I just think that is just so dumb. I feel like, please don't come and attack me now. Go and come to my mommy. She's a good person. Don't come for her. But anyway, I feel like I just feel like there's no more roadmen now. Everyone is wet. Even like, okay, that sounded so mad, but like everyone is wet in the terms of, fam, why is everyone knowing what you're on? No one should know what you're about. Nobody
It's
should
techie,
know what
man.
you are about. No one should know how much money you have. No one should know any of that. Nobody should know. If you're really about that life, no one should know. And I feel like all the people that are on road now, they're all little boys. They're all like 16, 17. What, you can carry around a little flicky? Me too, I'll go in the kitchen and get my own.
And
What
get
does that mean?
your own thing. The funny thing is, though, with me, I always recommend that people go on I would call it the honest living path. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Go and get your job. Go and start a business or whatever you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But I also respect the hustle that goes into doing all those type of things, even though I wouldn't
Yeah.
recommend doing it.
Yeah.
Right? I think what's happened right now, and music has contributed to this as well.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Music, social media, the whole culture. To be a roadman is now, it's always been cool, but it's now the standard.
Mm.
You know what I mean? It's now the norm. If you're not a roadman and you're not basically following what the majority thinks is, you know, the cool person,
Mm-hmm.
you're now the weird person.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I feel like that's what's contributed to it. You got people, like, it's ridiculous. Yeah, as I said,
This
I'm
guy
always
looks so
in.
stressed, guys. You see his face.
I'm always in studio, and again, I've been around road gangsters, and I've been around a majority of people who are just faking it. Like they're faking it.
Yeah.
It's not you in it, and I can feel the energy, and I can see the difference. I'm not saying to be a gangster is even cool. It's not cool. Most of the people that I know that are actually on job, they want to come off road as soon as possible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The people
It's
that
not a
aren't on
good thing to
anything,
do.
they want to jump into the road. Don't make no sense.
At all.
You know what I'm saying? But you got people from, I don't know, Oxfordshire or whatever. They hear,
He said Oxfordshire.
they hear a little Central C, or they hear whatever drill is going on.
He is boying it.
And all of a sudden, they start wearing trackies and doing all sorts.
Do you know what pisses me off? As soon as you wear a tracksuit, yeah, people say, "Oh, what you think you're a road man now?" What does that even mean? Like, even when, like, I'll be wearing, like, back in the day, I used to wear tracksuits like that. My friends would be like, "Oh my god, like, you're so road." I'm just like, "What are you talking about? What are you talking about?"
Hey,
Well, like, what are you actually talking about? I'm from the mean streets of Essex.
I mean, it's roadman attire, I guess. You don't see a roadman in a suit.
No, but like, no. First of all, I'm a girl, and like I said, I'm from the mean streets
You'll
of
be very surprised.
Essex.
I know some girls that are more on job than guys.
Yeah, I know. Obviously, I know a couple, like, through a couple people that's true, innit? But my thing is, why is it automatically, like, you're so right and blah, blah, blah. Why can't I just be comfortable? Why? That's one reason why I switched from trackies to leggings. As in, not every non-school uniform day, but most non-school uniform days, I will be in a tracksuit. Because they're just comfortable. Not because I think I'm on job.
Trackies are expensive now, though.
They're proper expensive.
I think I think it was Made You Think. He posted that he spent like $3 on trainers and a trackie. And I was just thinking to myself, like, bro, it's ridiculous. Because I remember, vaguely anyways, in primary school, when Air Force was only like, I think £60. Yeah. It used to be a Pinks before. But then it became £60.
He did not say a Pinks. Do you know it took me a second to clock what a Pinks is? Guys, a Pinks is a damn £50. £50.
Oh, sorry.
Fam, I said a Pinks.
We're just having a discussion, innit? You know what I mean? But yeah, what do you call it? It used to be £50.
Yeah, 50 quid.
It used to be 50 quid. Then it became 60 when us man were like in primary. All of a sudden it became like 75. Something like that.
Yeah.
I remember when it was 75. And then I remember it so vaguely or so vividly rather, because in secondary school, you know in secondary school you're broke. You know what I'm saying? So I used to literally just stack up my pocket money for, let's say, 7, 8, 9 weeks to basically now go and get Air Forces.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I checked the other day, it's like
£100.
It's a bill, bro.
It's £100.
Inflation.
It is £100.
Inflation.
And that's just in JD. Resellers, they're selling it for $250 now. I can't lie. We thank God for small feet because I get mad from kids.
Yeah, kid size, innit?
Yeah. I literally, my Air Forces, I think the most recent pair of Air Forces I have, I think I literally paid under £50.
This stuff is nonsense.
Sorry, £100.
But that's another thing about our culture, right? We're very flamboyant people, right? We are known by what we wear. For example, even if you go back in history, like the rich people wore gold chains. That's what all this jewelry and type of things used to mean. They wore gold chains. They wore, all these type of a certain type of leather, these type of things. So we've always had that in our history. You know what I'm saying? Even our parents, right? They're very. I'm assuming most African parents that came here, right, were very frugal. But even when they went out to parties, you knew who was sitting on P.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Do you think now in our generation we're just overdoing it now?
Yes.
And what I mean by that is that you could literally be going to college and you're wearing like off-white, you're wearing this and that. And why do you think that's the case?
Because what do you need to be doing that for? Especially in like at our age. It is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. When it was non-school uniform day when I was in year 9, I would go in with a pair of flipping Vans or Converses.
And that was the drip.
Jeans.
That was big drip.
Fam, Ralph Lauren.
Ralph.
Flipping Tommy Hilfiger.
Yeah.
Now you're telling me that if I'm not wearing Dior's or if I'm not wearing Palm Angels,
That's
then
ridiculous.
is what like I actually really don't understand. There's a couple year 9 girls. Why do they look older than me?
It's ridiculous, man.
Why do they actually look older than me? I think I mentioned it on what episode was it? I can't even remember what episode it was. I think it was the first or second episode when I was talking about like how our age, we're just trying to grow up too quickly.
We are really
trying to grow up way too quickly when it comes to money, when it comes to everything. Like, it's just sad. Like, when my siblings were in uni, do you think they even cared about, like, Balenciagas? Do you think they cared about Dior's like that?
Before, there used to be an age for you to get those type of things.
Imagine.
So, for example, like, when you're 18, you're wearing Air Forces.
Yeah.
But the man will say to each other that, cool, by the time we're 28, let's switch up.
Yeah.
Now, there's no age, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got kids wearing this and that. But the funny thing is, you know me, I'm not into drip, I just wear trackie and I'm good, you know what I'm saying? But the funny thing is, you can just see it, like, most of it is fake, or they're clicking it. You know what I mean? Like, there's no way, I think you said it in one of your last episodes, I listened to it yesterday. There's no way an 18-year-old should be able to, like, afford some of these shit that we're wearing right now, you know what I mean? Except if you're... I don't know, man. I think people should just stay in their lane, man.
Fam.
I want it to be... It will never, ever be like this again, but I want it to be a case where you knew who was who.
Yeah.
If you saw a person, you knew... Don't even cross the road when you see them because they're a roadman.
Yeah.
If you saw a person... handshake them because you know that they're, I don't know, a businessman or whatever.
Yeah.
If you saw a person, you knew that they're just not on smoke, they're just a normal civilian.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now, I've been seeing very innocent people wearing ballies and that. What is going on?
One of my friends, I swear to God, he will even know who he is if he listens to this.
Yeah.
He will come to my place, yeah, and he'll be wearing that goddamn bally on his head. And I literally have to tell him, take that off of your head. What are you doing with that in my house? Take it off. Like, what? I just don't understand. What are you doing?
Balaclava.
What are you doing? Because your face isn't cold. So what are you doing?
The funny thing is that I can't remember when, but there was one time either in primary or secondary school, because of a music video or something, I saw someone wear a balaclava and I thought it was just the coolest thing ever. I went home, yeah. I was like, can I buy a balaclava? Yeah. If you saw the way my Margie just twist my hair, yeah, I was like, balaclava! You know what I mean? Like, bro. Like,
Oh,
but now parents can't say shit to their kids, bro.
Yeah, at all.
You feel me? Like, as a kid, if I was growing up now, I could probably tell my mum to shut up as a black kid.
100.
Back then, at least you knew it was only like white people that did that, you know what I mean?
Fam.
I think standards in general is just gone.
But I feel like that's the whole generation's fault. They're too soft. my child's just expressing themselves. It doesn't mean anything. Like, they're just
Brother.
expressing. If my child ever dared say, oh, shut up, mum, you think they won't go and sleep in the shed? What the hell is that about? You are not telling. Even me.
Would you like punish them as in beat your kids? Like,
no, I won't beat my kids.
So your punishment would be like go.
Obviously, you're not gonna sleep in the shed.
Yeah.
But I feel like this is even another topic for another day. But when it comes to punishment with my kids, I feel like things that will actually make them think about what they've done.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to beating your kids, at the end of the day, they're just not want to get. They will want to not get caught. When it comes, like when I was growing up, when it came to my mum disciplining us, it was a thing of, oh, I just don't want my mum to find out. Or more, if I had the chance, I would do it again. But if it's a thing where it's like, oh, like, I don't know, say I take away their phone or whatever, it's a thing where that phone actually means a lot to you. You would not want your phone to be taken away from you again. So you avoid doing that, if that makes sense. It's not even a thing of I wouldn't get caught, but you would literally avoid doing it because you don't want your phone getting away from you. And I feel like I get what you mean. It's kind of the same thing in a sense, but it's kind of like it will mean more, if that makes sense. With your phone getting taken away.
Here's where I disagree. I'm not gonna ransack my kids, don't get it twisted, but when it's time for them to get a smack, they're gonna get a smack. Right? But obviously this is coming from a guy's perspective. I'm gonna be what you call a dad, innit? You know what I'm saying? Most fathers that we have right now, they're just males in the household. Let's be real. You know what I'm saying? I was gonna say no disrespect, but disrespect intended. Okay. Not gonna lie. I feel like we don't really have parents, if that makes sense. We just have people that just giving birth to kids and just seeing what's going on, you know what I mean? And I think that's why our generation and society declined, but let's not go into philosophy again. You know what I mean? I think it's not a case of beating, because again, someone's gonna now say, "Oh, you're a child abuser." No, it's not even a case of beating. I think anything you do too much of, right, becomes a norm for the kid.
They become desensitized.
They become desensitized to it. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you as a parent, no matter what they do, they steal meat from the pot, or they raise their voice, or they miss an assignment in school, whatever, you just smack them. Eventually, nothing has, like, there's no scale, there's no measure anymore.
Yeah.
No matter what's going to happen, I know I'm going to get smacked.
Actually, yeah, that's true.
You get what I'm saying? Whereas if you as a parent, you decide that, all right, cool, things, because there's levels, you understand? Let's say, for example, I don't want to bring religion into it, but let's just use it as an example. In Christianity, people say that no sin is higher than another, but in reality, there is higher and lower sins. Let's be real. If you really read your Bible and that. So that's coming from the Almighty. You as a parent, you need to also be like, all right, cool, this means more than this.
Yeah.
There needs to be standards.
Yeah, 100, yeah.
If your kid comes home and they miss a homework or whatever, you speak to them and you be like, what's going on?
Yeah, literally.
Or I was playing game late at night. Don't do that again.
Yeah.
If they do it again, then you can take a further action. It's like, if you misbehave in school, you're not just going to get permanently excluded, are you?
Yeah, that's fair.
You know what I'm saying? So everything takes discretion, in my humble opinion.
Yeah.
It's the same thing as anything in life. As a guy, let me not do philosophy now, man. But yeah, that's my humble opinion. I think that discipline is key, and part of discipline is definitely punishment.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That's basic psychology. Though.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel like anyway when I get to that place, I get to that bridge,
I think the reason why we don't like it is because a lot of our parents did it too much, and it's because they were stressed as well.
Yeah, literally, so, I was talking to my friends about this, like a lot of the punishments that our parents did and all the anger and stuff that was built up in frustration, I feel like they just let it out.
Yeah, on the kid. Yeah.
And I don't want to do that. Like, when it comes to, the thing is, me personally, I just don't think there's even a point in me hitting my kid. Unless they've done something mad, then I can't, like, if they've done something mad, that's going straight to their dad. I cannot even lie to you.
What do you call that mad? Like, what's your...
Like, say, for example, say for example, they've committed a nuts, okay, not even a nuts crime, because I don't even know what I'd do in that situation. What's an example? Let's say they did something like proper mad in school, like they stole money from the teacher's purse in school or something like that. That's straight to their dad. When it comes to things that's like extreme, that's to their dad. And then when it comes to things that's like medium, lower level, cool, I'll deal with it, or we'll both deal with it together.
So that in your first episode, right? I got receipts, you know what I'm saying? But in your first episode, I remember like some of the ladies were saying like 50-50 or something like that.
Yeah.
And I was listening and I was just thinking to myself, this is no disrespect on those lovely ladies, but I was thinking like if there's no roles, then things have no more meaning.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You've clearly identified that, all right, cool. When it's small to medium tear, whatever, I deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
When it's now crazy, it's the pops that deals with it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I think part of why our generation, this is going to trigger a lot of people.
Let them be triggered.
Part of why our generation is tapped is because we don't have fathers anymore.
Yeah. I feel like everyone knows that though.
But we know it, but we don't admit it. And we don't acknowledge it.
Yeah.
There's one thing to know it and there's one thing to acknowledge. When you acknowledge, you actually act upon that knowledge. You know what I'm saying? So, with there not being fathers, a lot of people are going to be like, the fathers are leaving the household, blah, blah, blah. But let's not even go into that. I think there's so many reasons as to why we need to ask why weren't their fathers, and even the fathers that were in the household, why weren't they active, etc. We need to kind of ask ourselves, why is this? Without ladies saying, men are trash.
Yeah.
I feel like it's an easy cop out.
That men are trash.
The men are trash kind of phrase.
But you know.
Why are men trash?
Because men are trash. But
why?
We need men, don't worry guys. We do need men, but men are trash.
Why are men trash?
Because you guys are annoying.
Well, you can say men are annoying. You couldn't say men are trash.
At the end of the day, men are trash. Girls are trash. Everyone's trash.
Don't say that.
So you're telling me you are gonna sit here right now and tell me that everyone's not trash?
I'll say
men and women are not trash.
I'll say that, yeah, but you don't have to necessarily be hammering it down every single day.
Okay, fair enough.
There's power in the speech.
I can't lie. I am joking when I say men are trash. At the end of the day, I am joking.
Let's talk about
I was
men as trash
raised by a wonderful, wonderful father.
No, let's talk about that men as trash string or men are trash or whatever.
Do you know what the maddest thing is, yeah?
What, mate?
This episode was meant to be about my journey with 360.
Oh,
Can 360. You see 360, guys?
It's amazing.
You literally go
around in circles and circles. But yeah.
No, you're about to break out into dance.
The men are trash, men is trash, or what? Let me just say men are trash. Men is trash don't make sense.
Yeah, English.
But men are trash. How can I say it right? Ladies understand that words mean something to you. Right? Mm-hmm. If me as a guy, right, I've made this mistake in the past, don't get it twisted. Mm-hmm. If I say something to you like, this is not what I do believe, by the way, but you're looking a bit, like, have you gained a bit around your waist? You know automatically, he called me fat. And you know that's gonna affect you. Mm-hmm. Right? Men are very direct in terms of our communication.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
If you say men are trash, right, the thing that ladies are missing is that you're not defining who's trash. And you're not saying why men are trash. You just say men are trash and you laugh about it. Like, what does that mean?
Do you know what it is, yeah? I feel like most girls don't even know why we're saying men are trash. Because when you have people like Nella that were saying it, yeah, we're just thinking, yeah, man, like we all hopped on the bandwagon, yeah, men are trash, men are trash. But it was a thing where, like, we don't even know why men are trash. I feel like if you speak to a couple girls, they won't even, like, speak to them, they won't know why men are trash.
So here's my question. Here's my question to not only ladies, this is men too, because men also say, like, ladies are trash. We don't say as much as you guys, nowhere near. Mm-hmm. But we always say girls are trash, this and that. my question to everyone is like, why, number one, are these people trash?
Mm-hmm.
Ask yourself why. Number two, what are you going to do about it? Because when you ask that number one question, why are the people trash? Half the time, that's going to be the end of the question because you realize that you're just speaking.
Mm-hmm.
You don't even know why you're even saying it.
Yeah.
Number two, if you come to a conclusion that, alright, cool, men are trash because, where's the solution?
Mm-hmm.
Is it the men that you are picking that are trash? Because let's be real,
9 out of 10, that's
9 out of 10, that's the case.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
Same thing as us guys. Most cases we just go off of, alright, cool, this girl's bum is nice, or she looks peng, and then all of a sudden she starts giving you headache. Someone like myself, I don't even have time. You know me, I don't. Where my head gets hot. You feel me? I don't care how fan you are.
Yeah.
If you're giving me stress,
Mm-hmm.
get out of my face.
Bye.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But most guys don't have the same grit or, have the same discipline because when they're beaten,
they like it.
They like it.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? So I saw a quote that said that a lot of men are in the wrong relationships because of looks, and a lot of ladies are in the wrong relationships because of, let me not misquote it. Lots of women are in the wrong homes because of money, whilst lots of men are in the wrong marriages because of beauty.
Yeah.
That's the quote. And I think that's what's really taking our society apart, man. It's fucked us up.
Money and looks.
Money and looks, yeah. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of ladies will now say, men are dogs. Why do we only go after looks? Men are physical creatures. Why do you not go after money? Because you want to be protected and provided for.
Mm-hmm.
Why are we attacking the people for being who they are? Why don't we become the best version of ourselves and attract the best?
Fair enough.
And the thing is it's so basic, but again, the same thing I always say, I feel like we're always searching for abracadabra. We're searching for the biggest solution or the biggest mix this potion with that, star signs this, star signs that, and then you'll get your concoction of how to get the whatever. When in reality, it's in the basics.
Yeah.
Every single thing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let's 360 back into why you started the podcast, right?
What are you doing the 360?
Someone like yourself,
mm-hmm.
would you say that you've procrastinated in terms of starting something like a podcast?
Yeah.
Why is that? This is not a value judgment on yourself, by the way. I just want to basically use that as
fear.
Fear.
Yeah.
Why are you scared?
I guess it's the thing where, like, caring about what people will say. Because obviously I did YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously now, like, I'm a lash tech.
Mm-hmm.
And I do photography.
Mm-hmm.
So for me to now be doing all these things, it's kind of like, why is she trying to hop on everything? Does she not hold one thing down? Blah, blah, blah. Like, just basically, that's basically what I was thinking that other people think of me. But then it got to a point where I just really don't care. Let me just do what I want to do. It's time for me to explore.
I think that's powerful because the same thing as, let's say, myself. Why haven't I... Because in reality, we don't know when we're going to take off, but in reality, we have some sort of control in terms of the work that we put towards it. You know what I'm saying? I've been able to get to this position, which is just an all-right position for myself and what I've set out to do in terms of music.
Mm-hmm.
But because of what I thought, alright, cool, if I do this, people might say I'm corny. For example, TikTok. If I speak the way I do, right, I used to always want to force this whole hood thing or whatever. Don't get it twisted. You know me, like, if it's time, it's time. You know what I'm saying? But if it's not you, why are you forcing it?
Yeah, literally.
I watch anime. I'm technically speaking a geek or a nerd.
Yeah.
And if I use others' value judgment of, he's a geek or a nerd, he's not cool, this and that. Bro, in reality, fuck them.
Yeah, lich.
Because it's only one or two people speaking anyways. Funny enough, you'll be so surprised that when you now have a half cup full mentality, even the people that you thought would judge you actually rate your thing.
Yeah, literally.
Do you know how many people that I used to look up to in secondary school, right? Or in college or whatever, that, oh, yeah, I want to work with this guy, I want to do this and that.
Yeah.
I sit down and have a conversation with them in studio because I meet them through music, which is crazy, by the way. And then they're just like, yo, like, I wish I was kind of like you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? People think I'm this type of guy. They don't always say it directly, but I kind of make sense of it. People say I'm this type of guy. Oh, I got all the money, I got all the girls, I got this, and that. But in reality, I just want to be, I don't know, instead of me being a rapper, I just want to be, I don't know, like a butterfly explorer or whatever. You know what I mean? I know it's outlandish, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just want to use such a outlandish example so that people are just like, whoa.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Taken aback.
Just so that you understand that a lot of people are just faking it because of what other people, you know, think of them.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, 90% of what other people think doesn't become reality. Fear's holding us like back.
Literally.
For what reason?
I wanted to do an episode on fear because a lot of people are scared to start things.
But why?
Fear.
Right? Number one, ask yourself why. Number two, what am I going to do about it? It's as simple as that. If you ask yourself, why am I scared? There's no valid answer. Number two, if you actually realize why you're scared, you can actually confront it and actually take over it. It's the same thing as, let's say, Christians, right? You know, this is the biggest breakthrough that I had. Like, I know I don't like talking about religion, etc., right? But it's the biggest breakthrough as a Christian that I've had, right? I used to always be, you know, scared to proclaim that man's a Christian or whatever because man's a sinner, you know what I mean? But all of a sudden, I realized that, bro, like, why is it that I come to church every single Sunday or I read my book, my holy book, and it says that God has not given you, he's giving you a sound mind, if that makes sense. He's not giving you a mind of confusion, a mind of fear, etc. He's giving you a sound and a peaceful mind.
Yeah.
Why is it that I say all these things? I say the Lord's Prayer, I say all this and that, but yeah, I'm going against it and I'm scared of what? What's the point? I'm basically just coming here in vain. It's the same thing that I came to a realization. I was praying in church, yeah, because we do like 3 members prayer, like we pray aloud, innit, for the whole congregation. And I just went into like my mind switched. I was just like, God, we say that we're Christians and we want to come to church, but why is it that we come to church and we end up sleeping? But when it comes to our job that we even hate, we don't sleep because we know we're going to lose our job.
Yeah.
But when it comes to serving the Most High, we're sleeping. For what reason?
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
We're contradicting ourselves. And if you're contradicting yourself, you're basically insane. What's the definition of insanity? Doing something at the same time, expecting different results. You know what I'm saying? You're basically insane. Like, deep it. You're insane. How are you coming to church, right? Like, what's the point of you coming to church or doing whatever and you're not fully there? Why don't you just stay at home and just watch a Sunday service or just go to the pub or something?
Yeah.
You can have a better use of your time if you're not 100% there. It's the same thing in terms of fear. You know what I'm saying? If you're not 100% in terms of chasing your goals or being the best version of you, then you're going against who you are.
Yeah, fair.
We're not supposed to be scared. Or in fact, we're supposed to be scared, but we're supposed to confront that fear and be like, yo, like, man's bigger than you.
Yeah, it's normal to be scared, but it's a thing to overcome it.
That's it.
Yeah. 100. But, you know, it's easier said than done.
No one ever said it was easy, but it's possible. And if it's possible, then you can make it easy. You know me, I always say life is jeje. What does that mean? It means life is simple, life is easy if you make it. Life is so complex that if you be like, all right, cool, it's so complex, let me simplify it to a point that it makes sense for me. You can make it easy.
It's true. It's actually very true. Well, I was deep in it the other day. Like, I was thinking, like, I have so much on my mind. I have so much that I need to do. And my life is just so complicated, blah, blah, blah. Literally, like, when I wrote it all down, like, what I need to do in my diary, and then, like, I was like, okay, cool. Let me just do this, check off this diary today. It was not even as hard as I was making it out to be.
At all.
It was literally like, I just need to do this, cool. Let me do that, cool. And before I knew it,
it's done and dusted.
Like, it's not that hard. I feel like when you spend too much time thinking about it, that's when it gets to a point where it's like you're overcomplicating it.
That's it.
Like when it came to me and this podcast, I was overcomplicating it. I was like, I need to do this, but what if this person's doing this, and what if what's it called? What if this person thinks this, and so many people are doing podcasts now, so what if my podcast isn't blah blah blah? And I was just like, it got to a point and I was just like, you know what? I don't care.
Who cares? I was watching
Literally.
a producer, right? His name is Kenny Beats. Right, I'm gonna do a TikTok about this. What he was saying was that
Jeez, TikTok.
anyone can make a beat or become
Yeah.
a producer now.
Mm-hmm.
It's so easy.
Mm.
Me as a start, like I've put in maybe 4 or 5 years,
Mm-hmm.
right, into this thing, right? Other people,
time.
like I've seen younger people, like 14, 15-year-olds, they've literally picked up a laptop, they've gone to YouTube, done a tutorial, and within 2 weeks, they can make beats at the same level as me.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's that easy. What's going to differentiate you is the things that you want to put in extra and make yourself unique.
Yeah.
Your unique selling point.
Mm.
My beats aren't the best, but I know when someone comes to me, I'm going to develop them into being one of the best artists.
Mm.
I know that when I make music, the beats don't enough to be the best, but just my energy that I'm pouring into my laptop, people are going to feel that.
Mm.
You feel me?
Yeah.
It's the same thing for you. If you believe that you have a talent in terms of speaking,
Mm.
why don't you just do it?
Just do it, guys. Just do it.
Just do it.
Just do it.
It's that simple.
Because even when it came to like me and lashing and stuff, I was like, same mentality. Like, there's so many different lash techs. What makes me so different from another lash tech? Blah 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 and all that stuff. But when I was speaking to my mentor, she literally said what you said. Like, you need to find something that makes you different to other lash techs and sell that. If that makes sense. So that's why I was like, you know what? Yeah, let me actually just try hard with this. But even lashing, we'll talk about that another day. But yeah, I was like, let me just try hard with this and let's see where it takes me. And I think a lot of it is also patience as well.
That's it.
Because I feel like now, a lot of people, they want, like, I think you always say instant gratification.
Yeah, man.
They literally want the results yesterday. Like, they want the results so quick. And when it came to, like, because obviously me, like, with lashing and this podcast, the lashing, I was doing it for, like, I've been consistent for, like, 6 months. But I know that in 6 months, I'm not going to get to 10K followers. I'm not going to be booked out every single month. It takes patience. Even with the podcast, I know I'm not going to get 1,000 listeners in the next day. It takes time and it takes patience. And it actually takes, I won't say passion, but it takes, like, you willing to, like, work for it, if that makes sense. Okay. So when you actually want something and you want to actually achieve your goal, you will work towards that goal. And it won't even be for the result for tomorrow. It will be like, you want to actually be on the journey to get there and actually, like, experience it properly. That's 100%. What I think.
I was listening to, like, one of my mentors yesterday, and what they said was that, bro, like, if you're not willing to put in at least 10 years into whatever you're doing, just forget it.
Bitch.
You deep it, right? Because people like this, right, we have so much time to basically develop into who we need to become. But we're basically saying, all right, cool, I want it now, I want it now, I want it now. Yeah. Remember in primary school, for example, with me, I was like, oh, I can't wait until I'm 18. I can't wait until I move out of my parents' house. I do this and I do that. Now that I'm over 18, fuck all that. I want to go back to primary school, bro.
Literally.
You feel me? Yeah. It's the same thing with our goals. Imagine you at 16 with £1 million that you were wanting all your life. Mm-hmm. You probably would have become a crackhead by now. Look at all the Disney kind of people. Like, most of them, like, no offense, but most of them become crackheads. Because there's too much power, too much responsibility. They can't hack it. Yeah. It's only a couple people that can kind of go past that. We've seen so many people have mental breakdowns in front of our eyes, and we keep on rushing for what they have instead of learning. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying? If you're not willing to put in at least 3 to 5 years minimum, that's because of our instant gratification. Like, people can't fathom 10 years anymore. Yeah. But if you can't,
that's so long.
But in reality, is it? No, you can remember when you were 10.
Yeah, it's not that long ago.
It's not that long. You know what I'm saying? Us in our 20s, this is the foundation that we're going to build for the rest of our life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you're rushing the whole process,
It's like the gym, you know.
it's like the gym.
If you go to the gym wanting results, if I'm not like skinny by next week, then I'm not doing it anymore. Or more, you best make it make sense. How are you going to see results in a week? And not even putting in all your energy. You want to
That's what
see
I'm
results
saying.
in a week. How does that even make sense?
Fam, I was speaking to one of my guys yesterday. He was just like, bro, don't be an ego lifter. Because when he first started the gym, he lifted way, way, way more than he could and he broke his back.
You see?
And I see it all the time. Like, there's so many people, even me, when I first started gym, because, like, you know me, I'm kind of strong, innit? You know what I'm saying? Oh, you said strong. Oh, sorry. But, like, you said that even when I just kind of
guys,
push you,
when this guy will just push me, best believe I'm flying to the other side of the dream.
You know what I'm saying? So here's me thinking, oh, FA said I'm strong. I'm going to lift like 50 kg or whatever. You know what I'm saying? 50 kg is not a lot.
Sorry.
You know what I'm saying?
Ooh.
Oh my God. But I tried that when I first started gym. You saw the way I was like, ooh, trying to carry it out. Like, aye, bro, I almost broke my back, fam. You know what I'm saying? I had to just think to myself, like, bro, like, forget everything.
Yeah.
Start from the ground up again.
Literally.
I had to go all the way back to 10. Now I'm back on, I can go up to like 26 if I really want to, but I'm on 20s because I want to master that 20 and then carry on, you know what I'm saying? And deep it, you're in gym for a lifetime. You're not in gym just for 1 year. You're in gym for a lifetime. Why are you rushing? But anyways, we have 2 minutes anyway, so I'm going to hand it over back to you, the host.
This was a very good conversation. I really enjoyed this conversation.
The last one was a warm-up.
Yeah. Last one was a warm-up. This one is the real diggity dig. But guys, literally, I feel like we might have to do a part 2 of Kiki. We even had to end abruptly because the time is not enough. It's not enough.
Shout at me, fam. Shout at me. You know, I'm always out here.
Whatever. There's the guy that lives in the studio. But anyway.
The studio.
Lives in the studio. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for listening and joining in. Thank you, Kiki, for, coming and being on 360. This was, I think, probably the most 360 chat I've done. Like, started from me when we went all around the globe today.
Come on, 360.
All around the globe. But yeah, make sure you follow all of our Kiki socials.
Follow 360 as well, man. Support your girls' thing.
Thank you, guys. So, yeah, thank you guys for listening. We'll catch you in the next one. Bye.
You sound like a West London guy on TikTok.
Get out.
Oh, bye, wear your face mask.
You're not serious.